How you guys doing? Thank you all so much for clicking on this video. Now listen, this is my reaction to Lil Jon's son passing away. And I'm not doing this for views or nothing like that. I know that this been happened, but I'm just now finding out because I don't watch TV. I don't even own a TV, okay? And I don't have a laptop. And the scientists know why. All right. So the story finally made it to my news feed, but when it did, I instantly got an intuitive divine correlation with the Bible. Now, before I get into the Bible, excuse me, I want to remind you all that you have heard me say on numerous occasions that the entities and the demonic forces that we are battling against, that they are ancient old entities, okay? And a lot of them are out here doing their ancient old magic, and that's why they're going to get caught up. And the reason I'm bringing all that up is because I went and looked at all the stories on Lil Jon's son. And my condolences to Lil Jon if he see this video. And I watched a lot of videos. And I looked at a lot of photos. And I heard the lies and I heard the truth. But one thing that's consistent through the whole story is that his son got up and ran out of the house at 6 a.m. No shoes, no phone, like in his pajamas, whatever he had on, right? Like not prepared for the day, right? He just ran out the house in a disoriented state. And I know I've seen a lot of reactions that people are like, that's weird. That's not what happened. Something strange is going on, yada, yada, yada. But I'm here to tell you that intuitively, it's not that weird. And I believe 100% that he did jump up and run out of the house at 6 a.m. with nothing on. And I believe he did that because he was under dark, heavy, black magic. Yes. I believe that whoever sent this to him, that they work with the ancient entity that's in the Bible that talks about, okay, the swine running into the lake, the pond, the sea. All right. It was actually the sea because it was the sea of, I think it's Gardanese. I'm probably mispronouncing that. But anyway, I looked this up, and this story is in 3 different books in the Bible. They're all in the New Testament. It's in Matthew, Mark, and Luke. We're going to listen to the version of Matthew because my brother Matthew, he passed on, so we expect the Matthew. But one thing I did notice while I was meditating and researching this is that Mark, he noted it in chapter 5, but Matthew and Luke noted this happening in chapter 8. So I don't know why Mark noted it so early, but anyway, angel number 858 might also be significant. Now, I'm going to play a little bit of this, the part I want you guys to hear. If you want to read the story in its entirety, I will put it in the description box. I'm also going to put the YouTube page that we're going to listen to. I'm going to give him credit and put him in the description box as well. Okay, and then I'm going to get back to my divine correlation. But keep in mind what I said now. Whoever sent this to Lil Jon's son to make him get up and run out of the house, they working with ancient old entities. Here's when Jesus met them.
Listen to an interpretive paraphrase of Matthew 8, verses 28 through 34. A Gentile village was on the other side of the lake. When Jesus arrived on its outskirts, he was accosted by 2 men who had been twisted inside out by unholy forces so violent no one journeyed that way. "What have you to do with us, Son of the Most High?" they shouted. "Your time will arrive in its fullness when all darkness will be burned away. We know this, so why are you here now? Do you want to get started early?" In the distance was a large herd of pigs, attended by pig herders. The twisted souls within the men knew Jesus had authority over them, and that Jesus willed the men to be restored to wholeness. The unholy spirits begged Jesus from within the men in whom they resided, "Please, don't unchain us from these bodies, but if you do, send us into the pigs." Jesus said to the malevolent forces within the men, "Out." And out they rushed, straight into the pigs. The entire herd was in a frenzy, and the pigs stampeded down a steep bank into the lake and drowned. The pig herders, knowing their jobs and perhaps...
Okay, I'm going to stop right there. You can read the rest of it on your own. I want to talk about these unholy spirits. So, this the same entity that I'm standing on that was sent to Lil Jon's son. I could speak on who and why, but I'm not going to because I'm not being released to at this time. But this is what I want to tell you, okay? When those pigs rushed into the lake and they drowned, what do you think happened to those unholy spirits that took possession of the pigs? You think those unholy spirits drowned too? No, they did not. They moved on to the next vessel or the next entity so that they can cause that destruction again and again and again and again. And I'm here to tell you that there are people, okay, out here doing black magic that work with these type of entities in the Bible that y'all reading. And then you want to get mad and say, why are the tarot readers calling on God and stuff like that? It's because some of us really have the clear-cut understanding that you really don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities and darkness and rulers of this age. Okay? So y'all need to open your eyes up to what is really going on out here. What they say happened to that young man, it could have happened just like that, but it happened like that because he was overall possessed with an entity from the BC. That's my intuitive divine correlation with the Holy Bible. If you'd like to hear more content like this as to why I tell people I graduated from church, you can join either one of my channels that you viewing this on, because I'm going to put this on both of my channels. But that's all I have to say. I wish Lil Jon well. I'm not going to be gossipy or anything like that, okay? And rest well to, rest in peace to the late DJ Slade. For real. For real.